Thank you. The chair now recognizes Mr. LaTurner for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for being here today. As our adversaries continue to increase their aggression, it's more important than ever that Congress ensures our brave servicemen and women have the resources they need to keep themselves and our nation safe. China is slowly but surely probing the sovereign boundaries of Taiwan, and their malign naval activity in the Pacific is well recorded. Iran seeks to become a nuclear power in the near future, which would only further destabilize one of the most tumultuous regions in the world. And President Biden's weakness on the world stage following the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan has empowered our enemies across the globe. I would argue that strengthening our military readiness and supporting our allies abroad is one of the most important duties we have this Congress. At the same time, the American people find themselves drowning in $32 trillion of debt. Kansans, like many Americans across our country, are very concerned with the Pentagon's lax accounting practices. The DOD is no stranger to sloppy bookkeeping. They failed 5 consecutive audits and can't even tell you how many contractors the department employs. As just a few examples of this complete lack of accountability, the DOD could not account for more than 61% of its assets in the most recent audit. The United States Air Force spent $549 million on 20 cargo planes for the Afghan security forces, and then was forced to suspend the program and sell the planes for scrap for just over $40,000 because they were deemed unreliable and unsafe. Just last month, the agency overestimated the value of weapons sent to Ukraine by $6.2 billion. And when the Pentagon has been provided opportunities for improvement, they often fail to take advantage and allow the mismanagement to continue. Of the over 3,300 recommendations made to the Department in 2021 to improve their financial management, they failed close to 2,800. No business or organization in America operates this way. This current standard of fiscal accountability is completely unacceptable, and the American taxpayers deserve better. With the countless threats facing our country today, it is vital that the United States continue funding our defense capability. However, Congress's authority over the power of the purse is a tremendous responsibility, and we owe it to our constituents to exercise that power judiciously. Mr. Khan, how does the lack of financial audibility at the Pentagon impact its ability to effectively allocate resources, manage budgets, and make informed financial decisions?
It impacts it greatly. Without having adequate controls, you would not have the reliable information with which to make the decisions as to where to allocate the money and to reprioritize funding if that need arises.
This is for each of you. What are the consequences, both financial and reputational, of DOD's failure to pass audits?
So I think the operational concern is one of logistics and understanding where our assets are so that we can have, for example, spare parts, needing to know where they are at any one time in order to operate in that environment.
What about reputationally?
Well, I think we would all prefer to have the ability to say we have a clean audit.
I hope it's more than just a preference. Trust in government is at an all-time low in this country, and it's because people across the country, our constituents, don't feel like they can trust government to do what they say they're going to do. I hope you care about DOD's reputation, and I hope you want to improve it. I hope that you want the American people to have trust in it. Tell me that's the case.
Absolutely, yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Mansfield.
Well, you took my answer. I was going to say it erodes the trust of the American public in the department's ability to be fiscally responsible, to be good stewards of taxpayers' dollars. That is, I think, the biggest risk in terms of reputation for the department. Operationally, as we've talked about, financial, the dollar values is one piece of that, but as we're going through and doing testings of systems and records, we also look at condition. And so that's where you really start to get into some of the operational side of the house. When you don't know where equipment is, or you don't know what condition it's in, it's difficult to budget for what you need to purchase going forward in terms of spare parts or equipment. If you don't know what condition is, you can't budget for repair to bring stuff up to standards so it's operationally available and ready. And so it is fundamentally an operational issue in addition to a fiscal issue.
Quickly, my time's about up.
DOD's inability to get an opinion prevents GAO from auditing the government-wide financial statements. Because of that, government-wide, the U.S. government cannot get an opinion.
We have to fix this problem, gentlemen. Members of Congress are incredibly frustrated, and it's because our constituents are incredibly frustrated. We have got to fund our military in a way that allows us to meet the challenges of today, and we should expect, and DOD should deliver, sound accounting practices to make certain that when we send our taxpayers hard-earned money, that it's being well spent defending this nation. I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. Porter.